Hello, and welcome to the 2025 public meeting for Route 66 State Park. I'm Park Superintendent Jeremiah Wallace.
And I'm the Assistant Superintendent, Jonah Coakley.
And I'm Specialized Trades Worker Alex Kazmierski.
We are here in front of the Park's Visitor Center, and we are going to tell you about some of our accomplishments, challenges, and future plans for the park. I'm going to start us off by talking a little bit about the history of the park. The park was started in 1999, but before that it was actually a little town called Times Beach. Times Beach was founded in 1925 when the St. Louis Times ran an advertisement that said for $67.50 you could get a 20 by 100 plot of land on the Merrimack River and a 6-month subscription to their paper.
And that's how the city of Times Beach got started as a resort area. The town went through a pretty major change in 1933 when the alignment of Route 66 was brought down from what is present-day Highway 100 or Manchester Road, about 20 minutes north of the park, down south to what is present-day Watson Road. So Route 66 now went through the city of Times Beach, and just a few years after that, in 1935, the Bridgehead Inn, which is now the Visitor Center, was built to cater to drivers of Route 66. This began the transition from a vacation destination on the Merrimack River into a complete small community, the city of Times Beach, which reached about 2,000 people at its highest point.
The drastic turning point in this town's history happened in the 1970s when the city hired a gentleman to come out and spray down the dirt roads with used motor oil. This was common practice at the time and was done to bind up the dust that was getting into the air from the gravel roads. What the town did not know was that the motor oil being used was contaminated with dioxins. Dioxins being very carcinogenic, harmful chemicals that are often result from industrial waste and even Agent Orange byproducts. After testing the soils with harmful levels being obtained in the 1980s, the town had to be evacuated, and then the EPA had to come in and initiate a remediation process that involved a buyout of all the residents of Times Beach and of Steiny's, later to become the Bridgehead Inn, which was just outside of the contamination area but was no longer seeing any customers because of the nature of what was going on in the town right next to it.
The remediation process went all the way from the 80s up until 1997, when the area was declared safe for public use. The EPA, who had control of this land, then turned it over to the state of Missouri, which announced that they were going to open a state park. And that's exactly what happened in 1999. The park is currently known as Route 66 State Park. It was opened to the public, and the Steiny's or Bridgehead Inn became the visitor center to the park. And that brings us up to today. This past year has been a busy one. We've had a visitor once again from every state in the U.S., as well as every continent, excluding Antarctica. We've had several fixes to our visitor center's water line. Our visitor center had reduced hours in early 2025 due to a line break. A long line was then run below our building for the repair, and then with the help of our Eastern construction crew, a line was brought in from below the visitor center to the building. In the park, we have also refurbished the drinking fountains and brought them back into operation. We have also made many road repairs to the park infrastructure, including smoothing out and repairing much of the original Highway 66. This year we've also added to the exhibit hall 2 new great exhibits. The addition of original maps and pennants from Six Flags Amusement Park, and a custom car bench made from an original 1956 Oldsmobile Super 88. As well as the new artifacts, we have also replaced all of our window treatments in the exhibit hall to help prevent light damage to our artifacts. The visitor center also saw many LED light upgrades to increase energy efficiency. Given the overall paved and flat nature of the park, having been historically a city, we have been the perfect place for racing events. This year we've had several successful running events in the park, including from Go St. Louis, the St. Louis Ultra Runners Group, and the Harvest Moon Run, as well as a few new biking events, including the Route 66 Endurance Shakedown Series and the Wildcat Mountain Bike Race. Upcoming races will include the Harvest Moon Run on October 11th and the Goad St. Louis Run on October 18th and 19th. We've also begun a great relationship with Open Space Council and Larry Lazar, who've begun an ecological rehabilitation plan. This is the first phase of the plan that has spent a year removing honeysuckle as well as other invasives in the park. This improvement plan will continue in the years to come as we clean the invasives and will begin improving the quality of the ecology in the park through varied methods focusing on encouraging the natural process of land regeneration. We have also worked with Operation Clean Stream to help clean up trash along the Merrimack River. Projects for this coming year included the addition of an automatic gate to replace our current manual one, refurbishing our many pass-through gates, and the creation of an educational trunk to provide a reservable module for Route 66 interpretation. We are also working with Great Rivers Greenway to bring the Greenway through the park. An initiative has also begun to bring a little more of the Route 66 feel to the park, which will include subtle interpretation of the historical route as it passes through the park.
Which brings us to our biggest upcoming project will be the reopening of the Route 66 bridge. The project is nearing the end of the design and engineering phase, with the project going to bid this winter. Our goal is for the completion date to be in late 2026. We anticipate it to be an exciting time to have bridge construction in 2026, as the targeted end date may coincide nicely with the 100th year anniversary Route 66 celebration of the highway. Our celebration will sync simultaneously with its centennial anniversary date of November 11th of 2026. As a nice addition to the restoration of the Highway 66 bridge in the park, there will be the preservation of a span of the original bridge's Warren Trush architecture. This will be separated during construction and then placed in the park adjacent to the original 66 road. When the bridge opens, it will be open to both pedestrians and cyclists and will then act as the main portal to the park. Ultimately, the completion will reconnect the park to the visitor center and allow for increased historical interpretation of the Mother Road. We are certainly excited and will have updates and more details to come as we near that date. We'll also be hosting a traveling exhibit from the Missouri History Museum in Jefferson City in October and early November of 2026. A traveling 100-year celebration of Highway 66 through Missouri, and with that we're hoping to have some updates to our exhibit hall, which include the introduction of Highway 66 music and exhibit panels on the history of the Green Book, the African American Guide to Traveling Route 66. Thank you for watching and attending our virtual public meeting presentation. Feel free to share this link with your family and friends. We welcome your feedback, as this video will be posted until the end of the month. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Route 66 State Park at 636-938-7198 or at Route 66 State Park at dnr.mo.gov. You may also use the comment section below to provide feedback. If you have other questions or comments, you can email mostateparks@dnr.mo.gov. The park contact information is also listed in the video description for your convenience. Thanks to the citizens of Missouri, our state parks and historic sites are supported by 0.5% of the park's soils and water sales tax. This sales tax allows free access to Missouri's 93 state parks and historic sites. Remember, you are always welcome in Missouri state parks. Thank you.